Woo! Hey everybody, welcome back to another video, and for those of you who are new, what's up? Welcome! So today was supposed to be one of those snappy Q&A videos so that you guys can get to know me, but instead that turned into a 2-question, 2-topic, 2-answer video. So here we are. If you watch all the way through this video, at the end there will be information about my next video, so stay tuned till the end to find out about that. That being said, let's get into the video. Okay, so today's 2 topics were inspired by questions asked by @CourseNees and @Natalie_OP. So thank you for engaging and interacting with me in my Insta story. The first question I have today is, what have I learned from my internship experiences? Number 1, I learned that it is important to pick internships that relate to your interests. I know that I would not have been happy in places that really didn't interest me, even though a vast majority of either people that I knew or friends of mine were going to. Being in an internship that isn't necessarily exactly what I want to do, but still exposed me to a lot of pathways that I could end up taking in the future. It was a reality check, and I realized that I might not have a straight path to where I want to end up, and that is totally okay because my internships were totally dope, so it was great. Number 2, independent versus educational. These are words that I use to describe 2 internships that I've had. One being more independent, where you're more on your own and you're treated more like a worker and less like a student. And educational for the other internship being that they kind of guided us interns and helped us a lot in our journey. So I feel like getting both of those types of experiences helped me figure out which one I like better as a learning environment. The more independent internship that I had really didn't hold our hands and guide us through the tasks that we needed to do. The interns were expected to ask what they should be doing, what they could help with, if anyone around them needed help. That's what we were there for. We were there to reach out, ask questions, and learn. Similar to the other internship that I had, we were also expected to ask questions and learn about the department we were interning for. And so that was a similarity for that, which I think is universal, which will come in a later bullet point. For the internship that I consider to be more educational, it was good in the sense that it really slowed down the pace for us and allowed us to catch up, and they brought it down to our level, which I thought was very nice. Number 3, say yes. Say yes to almost everything. Of course, if something doesn't feel right to you and is suspicious or inappropriate, do not give in to peer pressure and everything. That is not what I'm saying. I'm saying say yes to opportunities that you wouldn't have otherwise. There are some things that I see people miss out on just because they said no instead of saying yes. If you say yes to an opportunity or to a request from somebody, you never know how that can impact you and what impression that leaves on other people. when you are willing to put yourself out there and be available to people, people will remember that, and they will want to either, if it's for a job or an internship, hire you again and have you work for them because they know that you're a reliable person, or it'll help you grow as a person, even if it ends up being something that you don't want to do afterwards. You still learned something from the experience. So try to say yes to as many opportunities as possible. Number 4, take criticism with a grain of salt and never take things too personally when it comes to interning and starting to work. In the 2 internships that I had, there were times where I got feedback that I didn't necessarily like, but that doesn't mean that they were attacking me as a person. They just wanted me to grow. That's what anyone who mentors younger people want. They want those younger people to learn from the experience, and criticism is part of that growth process. So being in both of these internships, I had more, in one of the internships, there wasn't as much feedback with what I was doing. Rather, there were instructions and just check-ins to see if I was doing okay, which I liked. It made me feel more comfortable in that space. In the other internship, it was more feedback on the job that I did. It made me realize more what I needed to work on to better collaborate with other people. Number 5 for this question, speak up and ask questions. Ask questions. You guys will not believe how many times I've had to see people who I'm close to, I don't want to say fail, but do poorly because they did not want to ask questions. It pains me to see people who desperately want to ask a question but don't feel comfortable doing so. Ask questions. It is great to ask questions, always, all the time. No question is ever dumb, and even the simplest of questions. I remember in one of the internships, I had to ask, I wanted tea. Okay, quick story time. In my first internship, I would get there really early and it'd be cold. So I wanted hot tea. And they had a tea making machine that I'd never used ever before, and I didn't know how to use it. Basically, I had to ask somebody who I didn't know, who worked there, hey, how do you use this? Because I don't know how to do it. And they gladly showed me how to do it. And then after that, I didn't have to ask for that favor again. Asking questions gets rid of the anxiety you have before asking the question. Because more likely than not, people are going to be willing to try and help you out. That's basically what I'm saying. And in any space that you work in, feel the confidence that you need to speak up and add your opinions and ideas. Whether or not you think what you have to say is going to be important, you never know if someone else is going to find that important or valuable. So you might as well say what you're thinking and put your 2 cents and input and ideas out there. So my camera cut me off in the last clip, so I lost my train of thought. So I'm going to move on to the next question now. So the next question is, and I love this question, what am I most excited about for college? So I am a senior, unfortunately during this time where we aren't able to celebrate being a senior, but nonetheless, I am here. We made it. Yay. So number 1, the thing that I'm most excited about is starting fresh. Like, who doesn't want to start something new? Like, who doesn't want to improve themselves when starting college? College is literally the place to like rejuvenate yourself as a person. Number 2, set your standards and boundaries. Most likely you are going to a new place where you don't know anybody and they don't know you. So what you should do, and what I am planning on doing, and I'm excited to do this because I'm crazy, is to set, well, I'm not crazy, this is perfectly sane and reasonable. Set standards between you and other people and how you would want other people to treat you. That is so important for building respect. Like, I cannot even begin to explain how you need to establish those standards and boundaries before like friendships are made, because then people won't respect you how you want to be respected, or they won't treat you how you want to be treated because things weren't set up. Make sure people know who you are genuinely, because if you come off one way and are actually another, people aren't going to trust you. Setting boundaries and standards builds trust and respect, so I highly recommend. Where's my water? Number 3, build good habits. I'm not one to talk about excellent habits. We've all got our bad habits, but especially during this crazy circumstance that we're all in currently, it is the perfect time between high school and college. It is the perfect time transitioning from high school to college to, oh my god. It is the perfect time transitioning from high school to college to better yourself, to create habits that are good for you. Like, what's one thing that I'm trying to do right now? Let's see. I'm trying to keep a schedule. Like, I'm trying to schedule my life, because that way I know that I will meet deadlines, whether or not it's for school or for a project that I'm doing. Having a deadline and keeping it will prepare me for the work and homework that I will have later on in the future. And it'll help me even after school, like after I've graduated and am looking for a job. It'll help me keep deadlines in the workplace. Beneficial. 4, so now I get to study whatever I want. This has been something, this has been something I've wanted to do forever, ever since I realized that I don't like math. I get to study whatever I want. Ever since I figured out that I don't like certain things about certain subjects, the opportunity to go to college and study whatever the heck I want was very exciting and appealing to me, because in college, even if you go in under one major and you end up being interested in something else that you didn't know even existed, it's possible for you to go to that. Easy. Not so easy sometimes, but like, it's there for you. You can do that. There's so many things, so many specific niche subjects that you can take, that I can take. And now, I guess this is newer now than it was maybe like 5-10 years ago. Students, and I know one of my friends is doing this, are able to create their own classes sometimes. That is beautiful. I love that. You get to explore your interests, not only in classes, but also in clubs that might not have been available at your school. I know my school didn't have that many things when I was there, but now I have the opportunity to explore things that I would have liked to explore in high school. The fifth and final thing that I'm excited about when it comes to college is engaging and collaborating with people that have similar goals and drives. Since you are going to college to study something that you are interested in and passionate about, you are going to be surrounded by people who are there for the same reason. So the reason I'm excited about this is because I haven't been around people with the same interests as me for a consistently long amount of time. So being in the environment that college creates, where people with the same interests are together in classes, collaborating, sharing ideas, exploring, creating almost 24/7, what more could I ask? That is literally the ideal situation, is for me to have people to bounce ideas off of. That is my dream. That is a goal of mine, a solid creative team. That'd be great. So that is the number one thing I'm looking forward to. So that's point 5. Yeah, and I did the outro, so. Alright, so if you made it this far into the video, I'd like to say thank you so much. Really appreciate it. And now about my next video. So since it's college season, I wanted to make a video about the whole application process and what it felt like and what it was like going through that process. It's still fresh and raw, so I feel it and I feel you. So in the comments, ask me anything, let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll be happy to do that. The first 3 people, like I said in the beginning of the video, the first 3 people to comment on this video will get a shout out in my next video. So comment down below. I will put my Instagram somewhere here and in the description, so go check that out. If I made you laugh, if I made you smile, if I made you think a little bit, like this video, subscribe to my channel for more of me and more of this, and anything else I come up with. Until next time, peace out.